What's good? This is Marcus the Fingaz back at it again with another video. In this video, I'm gonna do a couple of demos that I do. I try to do frequent demos for Pianobook, and actually, Pianobook.uk is a library that's helmed by one of the founders of Spitfire Audio. His name is Christian Henson, an incredible guy. Spitfire Audio releases top quality string library, cinematic sound kits, VSTs, plugins. Some of them you can get for free, so definitely check out Spitfire Audio. And they released this project called Pianobook, and you can get to it at pianobook.co.uk. And in Pianobook, you have over 300 instruments currently, mainly pianos, but you have some drums, some ambient sounds, pads of user-generated content, and every sound and every sound kit you can get there is free. So what I like to do is every week they upload the latest and newest submissions they have to the website, pianobook.co.uk. And so every week I go through the list of the latest updates, and I look for ones that don't have demos yet, and I create demos for them. So today I'm gonna, hopefully if this records right on the computer, I'm gonna record demos for these 4 libraries that were released last week. Hunter's Ampex Ecosystems, Black Hole Guitar, Cello Choir and Cello Pad, and Atahan Choir. So I'm going to show you that process a little bit and how I go about doing that. So I'm using Logic Pro here on the laptop, and this is my Pianobook demo session. I have already done 50, 60 demos, actually 100 demos, okay, over 100 demos. And the first couple weeks were kind of rough because what I did was I went through every library and I was looking for libraries that didn't have any demos. At first I was looking for libraries that had 0 to 2 demos, and then I was just going to do demos for that. But then I was like, if they have 1 or 2 demos, they have a demo, so let me just look for the ones that don't have any demos, and I'll try to get those in. So for the most part, I focus on libraries that don't have any demos, and try to work on demos for those. So this is my Logic session for these demos. What I do is I go in here, and they're usually Contact or EXS instruments. All the ones today happen to be Contact instruments, so and I think I have it saved on my desktop. So I have, in this session, I just duplicate the last Contact library I used, duplicate it. I am using Contact Player, so there are some limitations with that. So what I have to do is, you'll see here, I'm going to go into Contact, and it says a demo timed out because I'm using Player. So I have to X out of those, and then I believe I have this Pianobook library here, and these are the latest ones that I downloaded. So I might do demos for these other, I think I have 1 or 2 there listed that I didn't have on my list. So I may just go ahead and do those. But we'll just go down the list here. So Hunter's, also I'm using this app TickTick here to keep track. This is how I keep track of content I want to do. This is not a TickTick app video. I can do that if you guys want. They also have an iOS app, so I can sort of sync ideas and projects I have in mind and throw them in here. You can do a list view. You can do this Kanban sort of view. Similar apps do similar things. Like I said, I won't do a sort of to-do list or task app, manager app review right now, but we're just going to go down this list. So we'll see what's first here. I usually go the order that it's listed in Contact, so we'll do this Atahan Choir Pianobook. So I'm going to go ahead and load it up. I like to get an idea of the range I'm dealing with on the keyboard. I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully it's a choir sound. So I have about 1, 2, 3 octaves of sound here that I can deal with, so I got to stay within this range. And then I have an idea of the sound. I label the song, the track, Atahan Choir. I like to label it Atahan, what is it? Atahan Choir. And then I put in the key that I'm going to deal with. So usually I just pick a random key. I like minor keys, so we're going to go B flat minor, and then the tempo. And the reason why I put all this in the file name is because I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with the tracks. Maybe I can release them as a sample pack. I can send it to producers to sort of flip and things like that. And I can have that information in the file. So B flat minor, we're going to say BPM. Let's make it 100. And that would be the tempo. So then I change the session to that tempo. So this is not a session that you would normally do like a song in. This is my demo session. So each demo I change the tempo. I don't change the key up here because I'm just doing these for the different files. So this is basically just a demo idea session where I throw in all these ideas and then I export the tracks. So make sure the track is on. I think everything is set. I try to keep the demos under a minute, a couple minutes, depending on the sound and the vibe I start playing with. So that. So if I'm doing B flat minor, I'm really limited to. I can't play the B flat in the lower range, but we'll hit record and see what happens. And that's it. So then I convert that to audio. I believe the shortcut is Control B. Here in Logic Pro X, I am using 10.5, the latest update to Logic Pro. Actually, I'm on the trial version, so I don't think I'm on 10.5.1, which was just released. I'm still on 10.5.0. I don't know if there's a way to upgrade to 10.5.1, but for now, it looks and sounds great. The volume may be a little loud here. I didn't check my meters, but it doesn't look like I'm sort of clipping here. I do have PSP and finish strip. I'll have another video out showing sort of channel strips and master strips I use for that. And what I'll do is I'll mute this audio file here. I would, maybe later on I'll go and change. I like to keep the audio files with this, sort of with the icon that I use for audio. And then I like to keep the MIDI, sort of this icon here. So that was Atahan Choir. So that's done. So I can put a check mark next to that one. And then we will move on to whatever's next here. So I just duplicated that file. I do turn it off. And we'll move on to, this will be Pianobook Black Hole Guitar. Let's see. So if I get this error message, what I'll do is I'll try to find the folder and here in Contact, Pianobook, Black Hole Guitar, maybe samples, open, and hopefully it'll find all those sounds. Looks like it's missing one. Let's see if I can at least get something with the... Okay, sounds good to me. We'll say Black Hole Guitar. We'll put this in C minor, BPM 90. Looks like we're going to make that a little slower. Yeah, so that's that one. We will make that audio. So that one actually didn't sound like it was really much in a key, so to speak. It sounded kind of abstract, but you know, it is what it is. So that was Black Hole Guitar. So what I'm doing is duplicating the track, going here into my Tick Tick app, and I'm going to check mark that and see what else we got. So this will be Hunter's Ampex ecosystems. Looks like there's a number of different sounds in here, or different kits. Different instruments. I will go with, let's start with Ash Clouds. I like that name, so let's see what that sounds like. Make sure we are unmuted here. I like that. So we'll go with, so for that one, I'm going to say this is Hunter's Ampex ecosystem. Hunter's Ampex ecosystems. And it's ecosystems. Ash Clouds. We'll do, I like E flat minor, and we'll do BPM 85. Again, these are just random tempos I'm choosing. 85. And I want to mute this last one I recorded just because I don't want that to show up. And actually, I believe, no, that's right. I want all those muted. Okay. Here we go. Oops, I didn't hit record. So we will stop that. Need to hit record here. Hold on, select that, hit record. We'll start over. 1, 2, 3. So there was a kind of a reverb delay effect at the end of that. So I'll just drag this file out till when I let go. So when I heard the sound sort of die out. So that's that. We will bounce that. So it's just come up with a quick idea, let it roll, record it, and then move on to the next one. And then after the fact, I upload it to SoundCloud. I don't know if I'll show that in this video, just because the video is already getting kind of long. But if you want to see that process, I can go over that in another video. That was Ampex Ecosystem. Cello and Choir Pad, I believe, is one of those ones that may be labeled differently. So let's see. So I did the first 3. So this one looks like Cello Choir Pad, and then there's a short. So I'm going to say, it looks like this one, Cello Choir. I have to make sure it's this one. So I'll got to make sure I make note of that. PJP. And I don't need any of those. So let's see how this sounds. That's the Cello Choir. Let's see how the pad sounds. I think I'll go with the pad for this one. Spelling cello wrong. Cello Choir, Cello Pad. cello choir and cello pad, but I'm going with cello pad, so I put that in the notes, and then I say, let's go D minor, BPM, let's go 95. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, I like that one. That is cello choir and pad, and then I don't know what this last one is, but I'll just do it just in case, because I didn't have that listed on my sort of list of things to do here. So I'll have to find out on the website what library this is specifically. And chances are it already has some demos. The Short Harmonics Cello. So there's a library there. And I usually don't change any of the presets. I like to use it as is. So let me find what range. So I can pretty much use down there the Short Harmonics Cello. The Short Harmonics Cello. I'll put this in G minor, and we'll make this kind of fast. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So made some mistakes in there, but and I just leave them in there. Some I should probably go in there and clean it up, but these are just quick demos to get an idea of the sound. And also, I don't know how the recording is going on the laptop right now with the sound coming through and everything. So I hope it's coming through. But that is the last one I'm going to do for today. And then what I do is I bounce the audio files for the tracks I just did. How do I know the tracks I just did? Because they usually have this muted thing, so I unmute them. Actually, they have the power on. The power icon is on for them. So I unmute them, select them, and then I believe there is a shortcut that I'm forgetting right now. I'm still learning Logic Pro, but select all tracks as audio files, and that will bounce those for me. I'll create a folder here. It says Pianobook. We'll see what happens. And once they're bounced, I want to make sure that the the file lengths are different, and not that they're the full track. So I still got to get that process down where I'm figuring out some things on my end about the whole system and how things work on the back end. Let's see, it's 58, 118, 126, 13. Yeah, so I think that did it. So yeah, so that's basically it. Then I will power these off, and then I'll get to it again next week. Let me change the icon on these so I can sort of have that visual representation of what those tracks are when I come back to it. So yeah, thank you for checking this out. More videos on the way, more music on the way. Shout out to Pianobook. Again, Christian Henson, Spitfire Audio. Check all of their websites out, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Stay safe and be well. All right, peace.